You go. Hi, this is Jeannie, and this is my podcast, Dreams to Reality. And we have a special guest, Yogi Bryan, um, and my guest co-host Bacon, who's the so this is Dreams to Reality podcast. So I'm going to be interviewing Yogi Bryan, and he's going to talk about the four keys, or one of the four keys, in how he was able to manifest his second career as a social media influencer, or whatever you would like to call it, from having a 9 to 5 job, or on top of having a 9 to 5 job. So, okay, introduce
Yeah.
yourself. Yes.
Hi, Jeannie. Thank you so much for having me on. And Bacon is an awesome co-host there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be on your podcast and talk about manifestation. And it's cool that we met at an event. It was such an amazing event. And now we're here on podcast talking. So cool. But a little bit about myself is I never intended on starting a second career, like in the yoga and meditation industry. I started it on accident. I really just wanted to make fun of yoga. I saw one of my friends posting like yoga poses on Instagram on her kitchen table, like on her bed, just random places in her house. And I thought it was ridiculous. So I figured I should just start an Instagram account and just make fun of yoga, make up my own poses, do yoga on random places. And that's what I did. And the Instagram became popular after like a couple weeks, month. Maybe I had like 1,000 or 2,000 followers. I can't remember exactly, but I thought I was super famous. Like I thought, oh my gosh, I have 1,000 followers. I'm super famous. Like maybe I should go learn more about yoga to grow my Instagram more. So then I joined a yoga studio, local yoga studio that vibed with me. I started practicing and I fell in love with the practice. I didn't intend to fall in love with the practice, but I just realized I was affecting my body. I was losing weight. I could put on my socks, actually. I could put on my shoes without like losing my breath and falling over. So, yeah, and it just progressed. I joined teacher training, randomly became a teacher, and now I'm a meditator, learning hypnosis and just learning, just pretty much unlocking the doors of this reality we live in. So yeah, it's a little overview.
That's good. But so you said that it was accidental. Um, So right now, do you think that it was really like an accident, or it was just more like you were called to yoga?
I was called to it. Yeah, yoga called me. It really changed my life. I mean, I dabbled with yoga before, like I took some Kundalini classes, some Bikram classes, and there was always something there for me. There was always like a spiritual healing. It really helped with my mental health. So there's always something there. But when I really decided to just make fun of it, I feel like the universe kind of took me on the rabbit hole journey.
That's good. So you mentioned hypnosis. So hypnosis is one of the four keys, which is subconscious reprogramming to achieve your goals. So how are you using hypnosis to achieve your goals right now? Because you said you have a 9 to 5 job, and then on top of that, you're doing all of these things. So how do you incorporate hypnosis into your goal setting?
Sure. So I use hypnosis every single night. I have a subconscious reprogramming that I listen to, and it's an abundant subconscious reprogramming. The channel's growing forever. I highly recommend it. It's changed like so much for me. And I just listen to that at night. I throw it on. There's affirmations. It just lets me know, abundance. I'm magnetic to money. Money's magnetic to me, but just abundance, not just money, but like abundance in terms of resources and relationships. So I use that every single night. And I've been doing that for over a year, I think
Wow.
almost like a year and a half now. And that's like one of my most potent things that I would tell anybody to do is do a subconscious reprogramming at night. It just gets in your mind. And one of my friends told me about it. I didn't even really know about it. One of my friends, DJ Taz Rashid, was saying that he transformed his whole life. Now he's a wanderlust DJ, um, just doing so many events online now after the pandemic. But yeah, he told me about it and it's drastically changed my life. So I use that, and then I also use affirmations, daily affirmations, and just taking hypnotherapy class and diving deeper into that mindset of, I can change my filters in my mind with hypnosis.
Okay, so to the people that don't really know, so they're just starting to discover how the subconscious mind works. Why do you think that playing that loop at night will help? Like, because some people are really skeptical about the things that we do, like, because I do that as well. I listen to affirmations at night because I know how the subconscious mind works, but how do you explain it to lay people, like, who don't know anything about how the subconscious mind works, and they're going to say that doesn't work,
Yeah,
and how can you explain it in a way that,
sure.
yeah.
Well, subconscious mind runs the show. I mean, the majority of our life is controlled by the subconscious mind. So our reality is all subconscious. We're just, our conscious mind's filtering everything. And we're saying affirmations to ourselves anyway. So if you're not saying affirmations to yourself, like consciously, positive affirmations, you're saying affirmations to yourself, and most likely they're negative. I'm not enough, or like, I'm not as good as this person. Like, we have that internal dialogue. So affirmations, to me, subconscious reprogramming is changing that tape, changing the program, just like a computer program. If you're running that program and it's all negative, you're gonna output negative things. And if you go in there and kind of reboot everything, clear everything, and then add positive things that you want to hear, like, I am enough, I am love, I'm never ever alone, things like that, or I'm abundant. You're going to reprogram that, and it takes time. Like, it takes what, like 60 to 70 days for, a habit to develop. So I just tell people, like, think of your subconscious mind as a computer program, and all the stuff that you're looking at, all the social media, all the news that you're looking at is just programming your subconscious mind to tell you that you're not enough. You need to buy this thing, or you need to do this, or you need to have whiter teeth to be happy and fall in love, things like that. So yeah, I would tell, anyone that doesn't have a subconscious reprogramming or affirmations to get on that. Like, what do you need in your life? Like, do you need more positivity? Do you need more love? What do you want to manifest? Just keep saying that over and over to yourself, and you find what you seek. You find what you seek. So that's what I would tell them.
That's amazing. So you said that it works. So what was the Yogi Bryan before, he started the affirmations and the nightly, like, subconscious reprogramming? So what were you like before you started this?
Sure, I felt like I was like a lack of abundance. There's just a lack of, striving for abundance, but feeling that lack, like there's not enough. And once I listened to the subconscious reprogramming, I just noticed that everything's in abundance. Like, if you look around, if you just notice, animals, like, there's more nuts for the squirrels than, there's not just one or two, like, there's an abundance. So things are in abundance. And I realized when I was doing the subconscious reprogramming about 60 days in, that when I was half asleep, I was arguing with the affirmations subconsciously. Like, I could feel myself talking crap to the affirmations, like, that's not true, like, you're full of it. Like, I could feel it. And then that's when I really felt the change. And really, just now, I feel like, I really feel like I can manifest almost anything. Like, it's pretty cool just listen to that subconscious reprogramming. Opportunities came to me that I never even thought. So before the subconscious reprogramming, I didn't have a meditation podcast. I had a meditation practice, but I didn't have a meditation podcast. When I started doing the subconscious reprogramming, I was motivated to just record a meditation every day to practice. I'm going to record a meditation every day. And I committed to, I believe it's 30 days or 60 days. I'm going to just do it every day and post them and see what happens,
Mhm.
And then I started getting opportunities. Spotify reached out to me, or Anchor reached out to me to switch over my meditation podcast over to Spotify. And then the views just went up higher. I was reached out by a meditation app, the Med Collective, to do meditations with them. Insight Timer apps doing well with meditations. So just all these opportunities, like, came towards me because the abundance subconscious reprogramming. And I really have to, with that too, I have to like look at what am I providing people? Like what am I giving out to the world in abundance to receive in abundance? It's not just all selfish, like me, like I want to do all this stuff for me and get all the views and everything. It's like, no, how can I really help people out in the world? And I had to come back to my mission. So the subconscious reprogram really helped anchor and focus on my mission, which my mission is to share my practice of yoga and meditation in a humorous way so people can develop a healthy body and peaceful mind. So I always come back to that mission. That's like drilled in my subconscious mind, because my ego can go this way, and it can get to the point where it's all about me and like, how much is this going to do for me, or I'm not going to do it. But it's like, no, I got to come back to my mission. Like I'm trying to share my practice in a humorous way so people can develop a healthy body, peaceful mind. And there's no monetary thing. I'm not trying to make, $10 million or anything like that. But once I have that mindset of abundance and the reprogramming and my mission, the opportunities and the abundance just flows directly to me, and the opportunities. So, I would, anybody listening, really find your mission, reprogram that subconscious mind, and see how you can really help someone else. It's not about you. It's really about what you can provide people and value.
That's good. Yeah, that seems like it's aligned action. So aligned action means you're taking all the right actions to produce the result that you want. So that's good. So speaking of that, action and taking action and knowing your purpose, what's your normal day like?
My normal day like is I have a set morning routine. Like I love my morning routine. I wake up at 5 in the morning. I do morning pages. So morning pages, it's Julia Cameron, who wrote maybe the author's way. I'm forgetting what the title is, but Julia Cameron, she came up with this thing. It's called morning pages, where you write 3 pages, freehand in a notebook, 3 pages, free flow, free conscious. You're just writing, and whatever thought that comes to you, you write it out. And if you don't know what to write, you just write, I don't know what to write. And it's not something that you need to go back and read later. And it's definitely something that nobody else should be reading. It's basically putting your thoughts, spilling your thoughts on the paper, and just getting all the cloud negativity or the cloud thoughts that kind of go in your head, just to kind of get them out and clear your head. And that really helps me. I've been doing it for a year. It helps my creativity. It helps my flow. It helps like create meditations, just everything. So I do that every morning. Then I go on a walk. I go on like a 30-minute walk. And with that walk, it's like a walking meditation. I'm just kind of breathing. I might have an issue or something that I like to solve, because I've heard walking is the best way to be creative. And
Mm.
if I have an idea, I don't write my idea down when I'm walking. I use my phone, like my voice notes in my phone. I just tell it in my phone, because I learned too that, when you talk something while you're walking, it takes all the filters out of your creativity. Because when you're going to write something down, the writing's a filter, but when you're actually talking, it gets that creativity out. So like I'll go on my walk, I'll, you know, I'll get some ideas. That's where I come up with a lot of my meditations or ideas or memes or things like that on my walk. And then I come back, and sometimes I'll do like a qigong practice, a little 20-minute qigong practice, and then I meditate 20 minutes, after either my walk or my qigong. And I have a little incense burner that has like a kind of a mesh where I can see my candle, and I just look at it. I do a mudra, and I just stare at it and just kind of just breathe and just see what comes up. Try and stay in the present moment. And then after that, I normally record a meditation. So I normally record, this is from 6 to 7, and then 7 in the morning until 8. I normally record a meditation, about a 15 to 20-minute meditation, record it, and then post it to all my podcast platforms, post it to Insight Timer, post it everywhere. And then 8 o'clock, I'm working my day job. So 8 to 5, working my day job. Sometimes at lunch, I'll be working, like I'll do something too for like the side hustle, but 8 to 5 working on my day job. And then after that, it really depends on what project I have. If I have to make something for TikTok or Instagram for a brand deal, or if I have to, I don't know, do a podcast. But really my afternoon is really It's really what happens. Like I don't really have it planned, but I do try and plan out my days. Just to make sure like I'm hitting everything, because I can put so much on my plate that I get overwhelmed, and I've done that before. So I got to really make sure like everything's planned for me.
Wow, that's amazing. You're such an inspiration because a lot of people think that because I'm the same way. Like I write after work and stuff. I do a lot of stuff after work. But people are saying like, oh, I can't do that. I have a 9 to 5 job. I can't work on my goals and stuff. But that's what aligned action is, knowing your mission, knowing your purpose, um, knowing what your goal is, like you're really clear on what you want. So that's why, therefore, every moment of your life, you're like just working towards that. And even having a 9 to 5 job, or in your case, an 8 to 4 job, it doesn't really prevent you from doing the things that you love and creating, more content and being creative. So this is a testament that you can do it even with a 9 to 5 job, and nothing really is impossible as long as you're aligned, your actions all line up for your goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you're focused and you just take the steps daily, towards your goal, and even if it's an hour a day, if you just work an hour a day towards what you're looking to manifest or what you're trying to do, I really have like an hour from 7 to 8. That's my creating meditations. So I record, create for that hour a day. And I got there because I consistently did it. I told myself, I heard Seth Godin, he's one of my favorite like business coaches. He's amazing. And he says, do something for 90 days, one thing for 90 days, every single day. He writes blogs. So he's written a blog for like over crazy amount of days in a row. I think it's like over 10 years. I don't know exactly, but every single day you do something. And that's what I did with the meditations. I did it every single day. And those first meditations I did sucked. Like, I don't even want to go listen to them because they're terrible. You got to get your crappy stuff out of the way. Like that's what it's all about, practice. Like my whole thing is practice. If you want to do something on a side hustle, if you want to do meditations or whatever you're manifesting, you got to practice. You got to get all your crappy stuff out of the way. And then you just become like, exactly what works and exactly what doesn't work, and you can keep improving.
Yeah, that's right. That's what my book coach told me, and that's why I write books, because she said, do it um, do it ugly. So meaning just do it, because even if it doesn't, like it's not good in the beginning, just practice that daily practice of just doing it. You actually get better at it, because some people always like, oh, it has to be perfect before I put it out there. But no, just put it out there and then you perfect it in the process. So that's good.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
that's 100%. It really is. And I talk to a lot of people, I coach a lot of people that are so stuck with perfection. Like they want to start a podcast, but they need all the perfect equipment, and they need just everything to be perfect, or they start their blog or whatever, they need everything to be perfect. It's like, it's not going to be perfect at first. Like just start. You'll get the feedback. And that's what I learned when I would post my meditations to Insight Timer at first. I got pretty harsh feedback. Like it hurt my feelings, but it was good. Like I like feedback. I like the honest, raw feedback from people. If they're coming from a good place, if they're coming from a helpful place with the feedback, even if it hurts my feelings, I really respect that, because I can grow from that. And that's what I did. I posted on Insight Timer and I got harsh feedback. I have to change my levels on my meditation, or I didn't give them enough space between the words. And then I would just work on it and I get better the next meditation. And now the meditations I put out, I feel like I'm very confident that they're very high quality, but still I look at that feedback. I try not to get too confident. Like I try to stay humble. It's like, okay, what feedback, how can I get better here? So yeah, like you said, you got to keep doing it. Practice. It's not going to be perfect at first.
Yeah, of course. And that's how the process of creation works. You just create, and then like you just course correct. Actually, I don't know what it was. It was another Brian. I think it was, I forgot his last name, but he's one of the like Zig Ziglar motivators. Brian Tracy. He said,
Yes.
yeah. So I think he said, but Brian with an I, not like you, Brian with a Y. So anyway, so he said you have to just fire and then, instead of aim or something, aim, fire, and then just course correct or something. Just do, just shoot the gun or something if you're using a metaphor. Um, just shoot it, and then if you're far from the bullseye or the target, and just you course correct. So at least you know how
Yes,
far you are from the bullseye or the target. And I'm like, oh, I'm here. Okay. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, just start. Like know where you want to go. Like first you got to know where you want to go. You got to know where you're at. Like that's one thing that helped me out. It's like, well, where am I right now? Like
Mhm.
I had to get honest with that. And one thing that really helped me out is I wrote over and over again, like, who am I? Who am I? And then I just wrote it down, like, who am I actually right now? I wrote it down, and then I wrote it again, like, who am I? Answered it again 5 times, got really deep, exactly like where I'm at. And then I just realized like where I want to go. Just like when you go, like, look at your map, like it says, okay, you are here. And then, okay, I want to go to this shop at the mall. Well, at least I know where I'm at. I need to go to this shop. But if you don't know where you're at or where you're going, like you're just going to walk around and who knows what's going to happen. So yeah, that really helped me is like, okay, where am I? Where do I want to go? Okay, I need to take action, baby steps. One of my favorite things, I think Tim Ferriss said it, is, when he's writing, he just commits to 2 crappy pages a day. 2 crappy pages a day. He's an author, he writes his books, 2 crappy pages. Sometimes he writes 10 amazing pages, and sometimes he writes just 2 crappy pages, but at least it's like consistent and he keeps doing it. And it takes that pressure off that I have to write 2 perfect pages every single day. And then you don't even start because you're just stressed out with like, oh my gosh, what's the first word that I write? Just write, just do it, you know.
That's good. That's amazing. Yeah, actually, that's you're on point there. Just do it. And going back to what you said about being clear. So that's one of the 4 keys, clarity. So once you know your purpose and you're very sure about your purpose, you know why you're doing it. So that's actually one of the actually that's the first key, clarity. Why are you doing what you're doing? What's your purpose? What's your why? Um, because without that, it's there's nowhere to go because you don't even know where you want to go. So that's good that you are clear. And so actually, even if you don't know it, you're already using the 4 keys, which is clarity. And I think you mentioned clearing before. You said you do the mudras and you meditate. That's a form of clearing, clearing the
Hmm.
resistance that comes and stuff. And you also mentioned a while ago, like you said, when you're listening to the affirmations or the nightly meditations, you felt a resistance.
Hmm.
So, but you still like did it anyway. So that's there will always be resistance, and you just have to clear it out through, as you said, you write it down. You write down like you have that free flowing like stream of consciousness thing that you just write it down. You just clear whatever needs to be cleared at that moment. So that's actually a good practice, actually. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. It really helped. I used to wake up and then meditate. Like that was my first, morning routine when I first started meditating. I just wake up, meditate. And then I realized like I have to clear some stuff, like you were saying. Like I just got all this stuff, like dreams and things processing and just this cloud thoughts. And that's why, okay, I wake up, I write everything free flow. And that has been just so therapeutic for me as well, just to, remember my dreams, like seeing what's happening, like what's really going on in my mind in the morning, like what's stressing me out, like really just being honest with myself. And then I just love walks too. It's almost like a meditation. So yeah, yeah, I recommend that to anyone listening. Like, clear some stuff out, like, get it all out.
Of course, because we will have some daily resistances. As you said, you have those emotions and feelings you just need to pour out before you even start your day, which is good. Yeah. So you're already paving the way for the day, like, clearing stuff out before you even start your day. So that's a
Yes.
practice. Yeah. Hmm.
It really helps with creativity. It really does. Like I just feel so creative and just inspired. And with the meditations that I do, like they just come to me. Like the universe, like it's like some I use, like I use David Snyder's techniques, some of them, and then others like the metaphors just come to me. And I'm sure like you're a writer, you know how that is, like just the creative flow. You're just like, oh wow, there it is. Because there's some days where I'm just like, okay, I don't think I'll ever make another good meme or like another good meditation. Like I just have those days where I question myself just because I'm not in a creative flow. And then, if I do my morning meditation, I go out on a walk, I'm just like, boom, I'll see like a tree or something. I'll be like, oh, I need to do a grounding meditation with the tree and the roots or something like that. So it really does help to be inspired randomly. I can't, I've learned I can't force things, I can't force it. I can't hold the sand and force it. Like I just have to kind of just let it flow and see where it goes.
That's good. Yeah. And actually, that's the way to do it because you will get burnt out, if you force things. So it's really just a steady balance of taking the right action, but at the same time, not overwhelming yourself, as I think you mentioned earlier, like if you have too much on your plate, you overwhelm yourself. It's really just balance. And I think the most
Yes.
important thing is having fun. Yeah.
Yes. Having fun and playfulness. Like that's one of the things like I've really been working on lately. Just, listening to David Snyder's stuff is just that playfulness, like having fun. Like it's not so serious, you know, it's like manifesting's not so serious and just like being focused. Gotta have fun with it. Just see what happens. Let the universe have fun with it.
Yeah, there's always going to be that middle way where, you hold on to your goals, but not at the same time, not really hold on to it too tight. So it's like a balance because you have to also, it's like literally just a balance of having focus, taking the right action, but at the same time of letting go, not having too much control or controlling too much the situation, but at the same time letting go. So it's always going to be a daily balance. That's why we do
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like doing the practice. When you were saying that, it reminded me, it's like doing the practices of what we do, the meditations and the journaling, those practices are for when you go into the flow. I remember when I used to play competitive golf, I used to practice so much. And then I'd go out to the course and I try to control everything. I'd try to like, you know, do so well and I would just play terrible. And then I would be so frustrated with myself. It's like I practiced so much, like I was hitting the ball so good on the driving range. And then I go out and just play terrible because I'm all in my head. I'm trying to force things and control where the ball goes. And then my aunt, she's a really good tennis player, really good athlete. And we were at a tournament and she just said, like, hey, Brian, like you put in the practice, you put in the time, your body knows what to do. Like your body knows how to swing, your body knows how to hit it good. So just let your body do what it's been doing. Just go out there and hit it. And I did amazing that tournament. Like it turned my whole like golf career at that time around. And it really just came down to like, I stay in the present, you know. I've done all my work before. I just stay in the present when I need to like perform. I stay in the present and I commit to the process of what I'm doing. So I don't think about the golf shot before me. I don't think about the golf shot in front of me. Like I'm just worried about that one golf shot there. And my body knows how to do it. So as long as I just let my body know, I'm gonna hit it good.
That's good. Yes, that seems like aligned action. It's just, you do all the work beforehand and you just let it flow, like the action is
Boom.
aligned. So, Brian, where can people find you? Because you mentioned like podcasts, you mentioned Instagram, and do send me the link and stuff so I can put it on my show notes.
Sure, yeah. So people can find me if they just search on Google Yogi Bryan with the Y, Bryan. Everything's going to come up there for you. That's probably going to be the easiest way. You just go search on Google. My website will come up there, meditations, podcasts, things like that. Um, So yeah, TikTok, Yogi Bryan. But yeah, just throw in it Google and you'll find it.
Yeah, it's important, Brian with a Y.
Bryan with a Y. Yeah, I think even if you put an I, it'll still come up.
Oh,
Google's been nice to me. Thank you, Google.
thank you. Okay, I really do appreciate your time, especially since you're busy with all of the stuff that you have. I really appreciate it. And yeah, you are extremely busy because like we scheduled this like weeks ago. So that's another good thing. Um, scheduling your time and like just structuring your time as well. That's how successful people do it. Yes.
It really is. Yeah, schedule your time, block that time. 30 minutes of focused power, you can get so much done. You can get so much done in 30 minutes of focused power. You can get more done in that time than 2 hours of unfocused time. So I appreciate this, Jeannie and Bacon. Bacon, you're amazing.
It's over
Thank you so
there.
much for allowing me to come on and chat and talk and manifest stuff.
Okay, thank you very much. And
You're welcome.
thank you. Bye bye.